Alright, so I'm going to make my tin in here so we can hook our chuck up to it. So this chuck right here, I got off Amazon. It's the, I think, yeah, this is the Venwax. It's the Venwax chuck. This is a really good chuck. It's one of the screw chucks, and it comes with two of these handles where you can tighten it up, stick these in there, and you tighten it. But this is a really good chuck. You can get it just by itself, or you can get the different size pieces. It'll come with like 4 different sets, to small, big. But I just needed this one for now, and you can buy upgrades for it. So if you just want to buy this and you want to later on buy the different chucks, you can do that as well. Also, after a while, make sure you tighten these up because they will come loose a little bit. I can tell mine's a little loose, so I might tighten those up before we get started here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this out. Okay. Now we have our tin in here. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna put this chuck right here on the lathe, just like so. And then we're gonna set that up here. Just make sure it's really flat. Okay. It's nice and flat. Now we'll take our 2 handles that come with it. And then you'll just tighten it up. Just like that. So now you're good. So I really like that chuck, and it come with a little center punch, one of the spring ones, where when you push it, it'll push a center punch in. It come with all kinds of neat stuff with the chuck, but I'll have a separate video. If you're watching this now, I am testing out this lathe. This is the Central Machinery lathe from Harbor Freight. I'm testing it out, and I will have a full video on this lathe. So just stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and you'll catch all these videos. I'm going to have a full video on the lathe, the Central Machinery chisels, and this chuck that I just showed you. And I went ahead and bought these off Amazon. These are the Venwax carbide tip chisels. If you're like me and you can't really sharpen the traditional chisels, these are a really good investment. They're really good for beginners as well. I really love these things, and I'll have a full video on the set of these. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and start hauling this bowl out. This is going to be another bowl, so yeah, let's go ahead. And I got this from Tractor Supply, this little chuck here. You can get this at Tractor Supply, or not Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, my bad. I don't know why I said Tractor Supply. But you can get this chuck right here. This is a really good drill chuck. And you just put it right in your, just put it right in here. You gotta loosen this up. You gotta screw it out a little bit. Okay, this goes right in there like that. Now, you get this string out of the way so we don't get it caught up in our drill bit. Just going to push that right up near the center here, and we'll just screw it in and get it where I want it. And I got a set of these. It's a whole set of different calipers. It comes with this right here, this little depth thing. This is really nice. So if you are interested in the stuff from Harbor Freight, I went and got everything affordable I could to start out, because this is my first time using a wood lathe. So I went as affordable as I could. So if you're looking to get into this and you don't want to spend a lot of money but you want something good quality, that's what I'm doing here. So make sure you stay tuned and watch all the future videos, because I want to show you some really good stuff for wood turning that I like and that I've used. I've been using this for about a month and a half now, everything here. So yeah, I'm getting some good testing out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill in, and we'll keep checking our depth. And make sure you always have a face shield on. Alright, so I'm gonna stop right there. I just stopped I have about a 1/4 inch left on the bottom here from the tip of this, so I just want to give myself room. Now we can go ahead and take this off, set it to the side. Oh, and if you didn't know, you can get an extension to put on this lathe. So right here you can take this off, and then there's a little plastic plate, and you can take this off and you can add a whole extension to make this lathe longer, which I'm going to do definitely here in the future. But for right now, I'm going to leave it like this. But I am going to get that extension. You can get those on Amazon. They have it for the older green ones that Harbor Freight used to sell back in the day. And then they have the extensions for this model, the newer one, the gray one. And then they make one for the Bauer as well. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to keep working my way down on the grits, get it finer and finer, and I'll be back. I ain't going to make you watch all that, so I'll be back when I get it sanded up, and then we'll put the wax on. So what I'm going to do is I have some of this Waxall by A.Rogers. I really recommend this stuff right here. It's really, really good. Get me a rag in there. I keep a rag inside of it. Just get you some on there. I recommend putting it on like this, because if you don't, it'll just sling it all over the place if you have the lathe on. Make sure you get it in there really good, soak it in. Okay, same thing on the inside.
Hey, we're playing nothing but the very best classic country music on the radio.
Apply a little pressure and just let it soak into that wood really good, and you'll end up with a nice finish, a very nice finish. So yeah, there. So here is some of the plates that I made. I made these two right here. They kind of look the same. They're pretty much identical. There's just a slight difference. I think this one's a little bit thicker, and then my rounded little dip right here is a little different. It's deeper, but you can't really tell it. So these two are set, and then I have these ones. This one's a little bit smaller. The little dip right here is a little bit smaller. This one has a little bit raised dip, a little bit more raised. I'm not sure if you can tell it on camera, but they're pretty much identical. I could sell these as a set if I wanted to, but I'll probably just sell them separately. So on these, at first, I started doing it like this. I would just flatten this completely out, and then I'd make my tenon for my jaws to hook up to. But when you set it down, it would kind of, if you had something on the edge, it would rock because there's nothing supporting it here. So this was the next one I made. You can see, instead of it being flat all the way across, I kind of divoted it down just a little bit, and then I have my tenon where my jaws could still hook, but it's flat all the way across here. So you can put a roller. I have a little metal roller, and I just put it on here like that, and make sure this part's flat with this part, and then it won't rock. So that's the best design that I've come up with. You can see right there how you can see it's flat with the surface. But I figured that one out, so I've done it with all of these. All these are the same design here. It has that same divot. It's just a lot better idea, trust me. So if you make plates, I really recommend making that little divot there. This one you can see it better because it's light wood, but you can see that divot there. It ain't much, just a slight divot. And then I have my tenon. You can kind of see. I'm trying to get the best view I can for you guys. But yeah, that's the plates that I made. Wanted to show those. And then here is a bowl that I made. I don't know what's down in there, something sticky, but this is dark walnut wood. This turned out really nice. I just made that little spot in there for my jaws to hook into, and I glued up multiple series of pieces here, 4 pieces, and I just made it into a bowl. I hollowed all that out with my bowl gouge, and yeah, this has turned out into a really nice little beautiful bowl. I love dark walnut, and I love this mineral poplar. This is mineral poplar, all 4 of these plates. I love these with the dark wood in there, and then it has that kind of purple look to it. This one's one of my favorites. I love that, the way that grain is in this one. But I wish I would have learned the design to divot that down to be flat on this one, because this plate's really gorgeous. But it is what it is. It still works, and it's not a big deal, but that design's just a lot better. So I just wanted to show you guys these. So yeah. I also wanted to show you guys this bowl here that I made. This is out of mineral poplar, and then I put 2 pieces of cherry in here just to kind of mix it up a little bit. It kind of has a camo looking color to me. Kind of looks like camouflage, but this bowl turned out really nice. You can see I kind of put a little curvature to it just to give it some shape and, you know, help the character of it. You can see where I had my faceplate screwed in there, and then I just filled those holes in with some putty. It's not a big deal, but I could have done like I did on the dark walnut bowl, but I was just trying something different. But this one turned out really nice. It's really nice. The light in here sucks, so I can't really get a good video for you guys about these. So here's the first plate I ever made. This is the first one. So this was a cutting board that I had, and it just messed up completely. It was all wonky and everything. So I saved it forever thinking I'll never do anything with it. But I happened to think, what if I could turn this into a plate? And that's exactly what I did. You can see where I screwed my faceplate on there. I wasn't really experienced with it at the time, so this is how I done it. But now I know what I'm doing, a little bit anyway. So now I know to make my tenon for my jaws to hook. But if you have any old cutting boards and they don't turn out good, save them, and you can, if you have a wood lathe, you can turn them into plates or whatever. So yeah, I just made this one. It's a little, or this could be like a little catch-all. It ain't gotta be a plate. You could set this on your nightstand. Just throw change and your keys. So here is a little honey pot that I made. I'm not sure if I showed this already, but this is my favorite right here. I love this. It's made out of cherry. This is cherry wood. I also made the little honey dipper to go with it. Nice little honey dipper. So here's the pot. This is the first one I ever made. It was really fun to make. I was just trying to experiment with trying to hollow this belly out here. You can see I made my little tenon here, and I hooked my jaws in there. That worked out perfect. There goes my kitty. But yeah, and then you can see I added a little bit of curvature in here. I gotta make a lid for this. I'm still gonna make one, but I've never made lids yet, so I still gotta practice around with that. But this does need a lid to keep fruit flies and stuff out. But that'll eventually come later on. Here's the first honey dipper I ever made. When I first got my lathe, I was just wanting to practice with something. So this is what I made. This is out of dark walnut. Nothing really special, just really nice. And then here is a neat little cup. You could eat soup out of it maybe, or just, you know, drink water out of it when you're going camping or picnicking or something. It's a nice little cup. This is oak. It's either oak or ash, but I think this is oak. Really nice little cup. You can see I was just trying to practice hollowing out the bellies. So I done this before I done the honey pot. So I was going to make this into a honey pot, and then this part of it ended up busting on the lathe. I got it too thin. So I said, what can I do with that? So I said, I'll make a little pot, or a little cup. I'll make a little cup out of it. So this little divot right here is a perfect spot for your hand to set, and you can just drink out of it. So this is a neat little piece I made. And one of my favorites is this bowl here. This is out of tiger maple. I really love this bowl. It's really, really nice. You can see here I have my big tenon in there. This was the first one I ever made, the first ever bowl, so you can tell I wasn't too experienced with it here, but that's okay. This is flat. This is flat with this, so when you set it down, that hides. You can tell I was just playing around with some little curvatures here on the side, but I really love this tiger maple wood. It's so beautiful. And this was a multiple series of pieces glued up, but I glued it up nice, and you can it almost don't look like multiple pieces. So I really love this one here. This is my favorite. But yeah, just want to show this to you as well. Like I say, I've been loving the lathe, and I'll have a full video out, so just stay tuned and make sure you subscribe if you love woodworking, not just wood lathe stuff, but all woodworking. That's what I do, so make sure you subscribe, guys. So yeah, there it is, guys. And like I say, I'm gonna have a full video on this whole lathe, everything. So if you are interested in seeing that video, make sure you subscribe, because I'm gonna have a full video on this lathe, the chuck that I bought from Amazon, the Venmox chisels, everything. I'm gonna have a full video on everything. So it's been a affordable setup and good products, and I've been testing it. I've been using this thing to its max. So yeah, I've had a good experience with it, so I'm not going to share too much. I'd rather wait and put it in the actual video. But like I say, you can get an extension for this lathe, which I think is really nice. That way you can turn longer stuff. But yeah, I have no problems with it. I really like it. So stay tuned for that video. Make sure you subscribed, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. This is my first video I made of showing me turning on the lathe, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've made a lot of stuff so far. I'll try to get some pictures and some video shots of the other stuff that I made in the past few weeks, past week or two or whatever. So yeah, so like I say, make sure you subscribe, guys, and I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.